There's so much going on. I don't know if you guys have been following what's going on in Destin, and I'll
Yep.
get into some of this on the Love Chevy drive around the SEC, but I've never seen so much anxiety about knowing what you don't know. In other words, the unpredictability of how all this is going to wind up. Right now, all these athletic directors and schools and conference commissioners know is that, for example, if you're in a league like the SEC, the ACC, the Big Ten, you've just been handed a $20 million bill per year.
Yeah.
And that is going to, this is on top of the NIL. Okay. This is on top of what, we have SEC quarterbacks making seven figures. Spencer Rattler made seven figures last year. That's not even considered high anymore. On top of that, every SEC school was just handed a $20 million per year invoice. Then you have the legal battle of Title IX, and you have some people, and I think this is just wrong. And again, I am a proponent of women's sports. I like women's sports. A lot of people don't know this. I did 1 year of women's basketball. Susan Walvius's last NCAA tournament team, and as the announcer, you travel with the team. I appreciated the fact that we traveled just as well as the men did when I did the men's games. We traveled to charter. We stayed in nice hotels. We had nice meals. We had nice swag. Like I appreciated all of that. And that's the way it should be. You don't send your women's teams on Spirit Airlines and stay at a Days Inn when the men are chartering and staying at a Hilton Garden Inn in Starkville. That's like a 5-star resort in Stark Vegas. By the same token, this whole notion that a sport like football that brings in gobs and gobs of money and pays the bills for virtually everything, that and men's basketball, versus a sport like women's basketball that if you make the Final Four, you're still losing millions of dollars. One particular program lost $8 million last year. You don't equate those two. You don't say, well, if I pay the starting quarterback $1.5 million, I've got to pay the starting small forward $1.5 million. No, football brings in a ton of money. Your sport loses millions of dollars. It's not the same. And we should be, as just grown-ups and adults, we should be okay with saying that and not be afraid of pointing out the obvious real-world scenario. It's no different than the WNBA. Like, if you're the starting two guard for the Mercury and you're the starting two guard for the Boston Celtics, you're not the same. We base it on market value. This TV revenue that's coming in, it's almost entirely on football and men's basketball. If you want to be real. So I'm all for women's sports getting their just due. And I think all this will be beneficial.